Top of whenever you are watching this to you, gang. Maybe
Whatever,
morning, maybe evening. We don't know.
whatever suits your fancy.
Right.
Floats your boat.
To listen to this, the Off the Cuff podcast show with me, Justin DeWeese, my beautiful, frustrated wife, Ashley DeWeese.
Podcast shows sound so stupid. Like it sounds dumb.
But it's the Off the Cuff podcast, and this is a show.
It sounds
So,
stupid.
Off the
Please stop
Cuff
saying
podcast
it.
show. Anyway, isn't she looking great? She's looking great. Been telling her I'm so proud of her progress lately. But that's not why we're here. We're not going to spend the next however many minutes of your life blowing smoke up her bunghole about how great she's done. No. I mean, I could. I don't know that our viewership would go up or down because of it, but
We're wearing KU colors.
well, I was going to say it's the Crips and the Bloods coming together. No,
No.
you're wearing Chiefs colors.
I am wearing Chiefs colors.
So,
Chiefs still on cloud nine about Travis and Taylor. Just saying. And we don't need to spend, I mean, it's our
we've already spent too long.
we can do what we want.
We've already spent too long.
Say some type of thing about it and whatever.
You
It's
don't know,
fine.
man.
It's fine. But like you clearly
Who
have
cares?
a little bit of a vested interest because you've been bringing more to the table in the Travis and Taylor conversation. And yes, I understand that like it's everywhere in the media, but one, you don't have to pay attention to it. And two, you certainly don't have to bring it up in our conversations to talk about. So all I'm saying is for as much as you're like, this is dumb, they're dumb, it's all dumb, like we've sure been able to have a few little combos this week.
Here's the deal. It is dumb. And on my own, I would pay zero attention to it. That being said, I know it's something that you like and you enjoy. So I engage in conversation about it because it's an interest of yours.
I just think in a world, I will stand by this. In a world where there is just so much shit going on and so many things that are like not worthy of modeling, it's just a breath of fresh air to watch their story play out. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. No, none of us know what everything is like in their relationship, who they are as people. Like you don't know all of the details. So I am by no means saying that they or their relationship is perfect and everyone should be modeling after them. All I'm saying is it is nice to just finally see what I believe are really normal people for living such abnormal lives of stardom. It's just kind of nice. I don't know. I just look at them. They're the closest thing to real people in a real relationship with real problems on top of the probs that come from being in the spotlight. Anyways, I don't know.
Well,
I
listen,
enjoy it. I enjoy them.
we can all appreciate a good publicity stunt.
Oh my gosh, please stop.
You get
Do
it?
not make this. Do not. I don't want to get cranky today. Anyways,
Yikes. Anyway, to my beautiful, not yet cranky wife's point about the world today and things that are going on and things that have happened, I kind of thought we could spend some time talking about mental health today. And this has come up frequently for us, especially this week. This is our kids' first full week of school. And so it's Friday as we're doing this, and
it's been a long
we're
week.
getting to the end.
It's been a long week for everyone.
Yeah, I had a couple volleyball games, and Dax had practice every day, and yada yada yada. And like I said, first full week of school, and so there's a lot. There's a lot on the plates. Okay, and then you add in all the rest of it, right? And I think that, and we've talked about this, that like mental health gets a lot of like fluff noise thrown at it, but not necessarily a lot of direct action or guidance.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I think it's definitely being talked about more,
Right.
like mental health, mental wellness is definitely a topic that's out there more prevalently than it ever has been.
Yes. At
But
the
I
same time,
think where we're still missing the boat is there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of acknowledgement that this is important, but actions aren't really fully showing
right.
that overall we value it.
Right. And so I just thought, you know what? Maybe it'd be good to get together and chit chat about some of the things that we have found valuable, useful, that help us, that help our kids,
Well, yeah, and
that we
really,
can share with the world.
to be honest, what sparked this current conversation around it for us and wanting to bring it today is we did have a volleyball match last night and we played against our rivals who are a great team, um, very skilled, very solid. Um, Typically in the past, like our school has not come out victorious against this. So all of those things. And of course, they're on our schedule
Early in the season,
early in the season, right? So there's just a lot of different things there. But um, it was it was a tough match. Our girls fought super hard, fought with heart. Um, but they ended up losing to the team. And one of the things that I ended up talking to them a little bit about tonight and we'll be focusing on in our practice today is just the idea that I'm like there's a lot of factors here and there's a lot going on in life and you know our our young people, that's where we have to start. Like
right?
Justin and I, we came home and he and I were debriefing about the game and all of the ins and outs of it, before we went to sleep last night. And as we started to talk about some of these mental aspects of what we observed last night in our team and our players, and we started talking about, on top of all of the specific volleyball things, you know, these girls are 14, 15, 16,
They're in high school.
17 years old, right? There's so much going on in their life, in their bodies, in their minds at this stage of life, and the same for boys as well. Um, that it's when they're on the court, it's not just the things on the court that they're
Right.
carrying. Like it's all of these other things that they're navigating. And then in this scenario, they're navigating heavy pressure in these circumstances, maybe for the first time, and in life, right? And so as he and I were talking about, I said, these are things that we need to be helping them with over the season is helping them get more tools to navigate these kinds of situations for themselves
Right.
in these games and outside of them. Because as he and I have discussed, like some of the things that even now we struggle with and are working through as adults, they stem from when we were
Right.
younger. And we neither one of like our children, okay, Ayla and Dax, like they know more about mindset and mental wellness and how to, breath work and how to handle nerves or pressure or whatever. Like they are far more equipped than we ever
Yeah.
could have
Oh, it's
imagined
crazy.
being equipped,
Right.
But we are also coaches, right? Like this is our wheelhouse, and they just happen to have been, you know, put into my belly.
Blessed by our parentage.
So my point is, in that regard, we're not like the typical parents. And so if you take a look at the typical parents who don't have the background that we do, as far as mindset coaching, etc. What is that like for most kids? You know,
probably rough.
Probably, and we see that in our players, and so it's just how do we help people understand that being aware that working on your mindset and mental wellness is important, but like actually do something to do that.
Right. Well, and so to me, the first most important point is it's the airline oxygen mask analogy, right? Of like you gotta be helping yourself in order to best help other people, right? Because let's be honest, mental health is really a team sport, right? Like my mental health does the best when I'm working on it and she's helping me with it
Right.
and the kids are engaged and all those things, right? Like if I'm just doing it by myself, like it's that being said, I'm not going to be in the best position to help her if I'm not doing things too, right? So like to me, you got to figure out what you need to be doing, what you should be working on, the things you could be doing to help, because then it ripples out like throwing a rock into a pond.
Well, and there's actually no figuring out for the initial things because here's what it is. You need to move your body daily. You need to put better things in your body on the daily. You need to get some sunshine on the daily, touch grass on the daily. Um, you know this. You know this. And if you don't know this and you're listening to it, you now know this. I don't want anyone to fall into like, where do I even start? This is where you start because not to get on a soapbox, but we live in a prescription-based world. We live in a, oh, you're feeling down, oh, you're feeling sad, oh, you're exhausted, oh, you're this, that, the other. What pill do I need? What prescription do I need? Or you don't even have to ask. People are in your face telling you, oh, you have this symptom? Oh, you're feeling these things? Oh, here's a pill. Here's a this. Here's a that. Here's a powder. Like, come at me if you want, but a high percentage of struggles that the average American currently has could either be solved or significantly decreased if you would be doing those things on the regular.
Right.
Period.
Movement is medicine. It's one of the things I've always heard.
Movement is medicine. Food is medicine, right? But those things we decide are challenging. Those things are hard. And it's much easier to open up a pill bottle and take a pill or to go to the doctor and let them stick you with a needle or you stick it yourself and be like, oh, like I'll just easily do this thing and that will fix me because I don't want to do these other things that are harder, even though these other things like touching grass, drinking water, putting good things in your body and moving your body are actually a billion times safer and more helpful than those other things.
Well, and here's a tag along thought to that, right? Doing hard things is good for your mental health.
Yep.
Like if you shy away from doing challenging things, hard things, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, like it's no wonder you're going to feel like doo-doo every day because we as human beings were designed to push forward, to do challenging things. And so you have to find ways to do the hard things. And to her point, for a lot of y'all, that's going to start with getting regular movement, being mindful of the food that you're putting into your body. Outside of all the other benefits that movement and food will have for you, that discipline of making yourself do the hard things will have a great impact on your mental health.
Well, and I have a point to make, but before I do, I want to make a little asterisk that says we are not against using medications when needed.
No.
In certain circumstances. there's certainly a time and a place and certain cases. But we do believe we live in a world where we overuse medication. It's overused, it's abused, it's just freely handed out almost. Um, and it shouldn't be. Uh, but what I wanted to get at is when we take that path of wanting a diagnosis so that we can be given a prescription to help with our issues, you're out to me in general, with the exception of those other kinds of cases, you are weakening yourself.
Right.
Because you are outsourcing your power to doctors, to pills, to injections. You're saying, I don't have anything within myself
Right.
to deal with this or handle this. I have to have some sort of external thing to fix me.
Right.
And the reality is that that's not true, because inside of yourself, you do have things. And when I say it weakens you, what I mean is then you, in your brain then gets conditioned to believe that when you are in pain, when you are in a challenging situation, the only way for you to get out of that, overcome it, move through it, is for something or someone else
Right.
to come and save you from it. And that is very disempowering. Like when I think about that idea that, wow, like if I'm ever in some sort of pain or predicament or whatever, the only way that I can solve that is someone else or something else has to save me from that. That's scary to me.
Right. Well, and again, it does weaken you. Like it can be difficult in the moment, perhaps, to view it like that, but that's exactly what it's doing. It's like not to keep beating the gym metaphor, but if I'm doing a lift and every single well, here we go. My beautiful wife has been increasing her shoulder press. And so when she does that, she asks me to come spot her. And when I do, she gets up there, she gets the weights up, and when she gets stuck, I touch her with the lightest of fingertips just to help keep it moving, which ultimately strengthens her. If I came in that situation and she got that weight up there and I put my full hand on it and helped her get it up, like that's not going to strengthen her.
Right. I'm going to develop a
Right.
dependency on
She's going to
that.
be like, oh, I need that help in order to do this.
Right. Right.
And so, therefore, even though she looks like she's getting stronger, she's actually getting weaker because she's relying on that full force outside help.
Well, and also to move along with that is that I have continued to increase in my weights because your assistance has been so small, like you said, that it's never been, hey, the only reason I'm able to lift this is because he's back there spotting me.
Right.
It's been, hey, he's back there so that I don't hurt myself, so that I don't bite off more than I can chew. It's like a little bit of a safety net or training wheels for a little bit, but the intent is always for that to go away. And
Right.
we've seen that because there are now uh levels that I can do on my own without you spotting me, whereas you have spotted me on those levels before.
Right.
And so coming back to, sometimes maybe we need a little help and assistance for something, but the difference is there are people, like I have a client, for example, I have a client who has had some medical assistance previously with her weight loss before coming and working with me. But what she did from the get-go is she went into that from the very beginning with the intention that she did not want to be dependent on that assistance for the rest of her life. So she took measures as she went to be strengthening herself and equipping herself so that she didn't continue to need that or rely on that for the remainder of her life. And so thus, now in working with me, but that was her intention all along.
Right.
Whereas I think a lot of people are just in this place where they're like, oh, I can't do anything myself. I need to have that in order for me to feel better. I need to have that in order for me to get out of bed every single day. I need to have that in order for my moods to be fixed. Instead of at the same time looking at, what do I have already inside of me, or what skills and strategies can I equip myself with to become stronger myself so that I need less and less external assistance?
Right. Because again, we're not saying you never need help or you should never use help. Absolutely. At the same time, you got to be doing that in conjunction with giving yourself the tools to fully handle it yourself.
And it has to be something, working on your mental wellness, it has to become something that is of high value to you.
Right.
That is a priority to you. I saw a quote the other day or a statement, and I was like, this is so true. And it was something to the effect of, it is 2025. We must stop looking at investing in fitness trainers and mindset coaches, etc., as a luxury,
Right.
and as a necessity. And I was like, A to the flippin' men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for the longest time, that was like, oh, well, that's for rich people.
Right.
Oh, that's with people who have money to like pay for those sort of things. No, 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 no. Like, this is a necessity. This is what's required in order for us to truly take care of ourselves as humans.
Right.
Just my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Amen, sister.
No, a flippin' man. A to the flippin'.
Well, that just sounds weird.
Weird.
But I am weird. But that leads me to the idea that you need to prioritize self-care, like you were just saying. You need to prioritize positive self-care, right? Because I see a lot of things of like, oh, it's self-care, so I'm gonna binge Netflix all day and have 4 margaritas and whatnot. And it's like
my mental health day consists
Right.
of, yeah,
and
crap.
it's not that there's no benefit to sitting down and watching a Netflix show every once in a while. Right. At the same time, like that doesn't fill your tank.
And it doesn't really address what you're struggling with anyway.
Right.
It's a form of escapism.
Right.
Right? It's a form of escapism. Like, if you are continuously struggling with the same sort of issue and your solution is every so often you're taking a Friday off just to veg on the couch and rot and eat junk and whatever, that's a problem. That's another problem that you're really just avoiding the root problem. So yeah, like when you say positive measures, what he's getting at is like things that are actually addressing the issues so
Right.
that you can solve it, not looking for things that are just kind of little band-aids temporarily to relieve you temporarily of the discomfort that you're experiencing on the regular.
Right. So move, eat, journal.
And those are things you can do before you ever do seek out outside
Right.
coaching or training or help. Yes, I believe everyone should invest in those kinds of coaches and things that I mentioned. But in the interim, if you can't invest at the moment, like in the interim, like there are things that you can do. Stop convincing yourself that there aren't.
Right. Take control. And again, like that's one of those things, like even the act of taking control of some of these things will have positive mental benefits for you. Because to your point earlier, when you put everything outside, then you develop like this helpless mentality.
Right.
And the more and more things you take control of in your own life, like the better you're just going to feel about yourself as a person.
And also, for another kind of person, just trying to bull in a china shop your way through life and not ever address the mental component of things is also a recipe for failure. Again, going back to our team, some of our girls essentially like wanted us last night to give them more criticism in the sense of like basically like tell us all the ways we screwed up because we don't want to lose, we want to win. Like why are you sitting here saying how proud you are of us for X, Y, and Z? Like why aren't you pinpointing at this moment like all of the different ways that we messed up? And the reality is that doesn't work either. Like it doesn't work either to just focus and kick your own ass all the time or have someone else kick your ass. I mean, we all need an ass kicking, but if the only thing that's happening is like, well, this is just the way life is and I'm burning the hell out up in my brain but not going to do anything about it, just going to at some point things are going to crumble on you.
Right.
And we've both experienced that.
Yeah, you definitely need the burn every once in a while, like she's saying. There are times when you need to boot to ass, but there needs to be more time where it's building.
Right.
Like it's that simple.
Well, you can have both. Like it's not.
No, you need both.
It's not an or thing. It's an and thing.
Right.
Like you can get an ass kicking, but at the same time, also there is also room for. I don't really love the word soft, but like the softer side of things, right? Like there's also room to address feelings and mental struggles and various emotions and those sorts of impact. Like it has to be both.
Right.
It has to be both because one or the other, there will be significant repercussions if it's only one or the other. So it's got to be a combination of both. And I think that, that's what we see in the world for the most part is we see people either who are on the one side of like completely F your feelings, you just got to bulldoze your way through life. And then there's people on the other side who are like, oh, let's like hug and cry and trauma bond together. And that's how we do it. It's neither. It's got to be some sort of combination of the two of those. So anyways, that's what we have to say on the matter.
Hopefully you got some nuggets out of that. Mm-hmm. The reality is you are in control. You need to take control and you need to take actions to take care of yourself.
Right. And what's one thing that you can make a decision about today that you are going to step into action with? Whether that's reaching out to someone for help or accountability, whether that's deciding that you are going to intentionally move your body aside from the movement that you already get through work and home and whatnot for 15 minutes a day. Like, what is one thing that you are going to make the decision today? I am starting to do this today as a step toward bettering my own mental health, mental wellness. So
you'll thank yourself for it.
You will thank yourself for it. So,
with that, we love you and we'll see you next week.